Hello, everybody, and yes, the video is as long as it says. Wow. What will I be talking about for this entire video? Oh, wait, you already read the title, didn't you? Well, let's get on with it, don't we? Well, close species. Quite the interesting topic. Some people are against them, some people are all for them, some people have their own closed species, and some prefer to keep theirs open. What are the reasons for making a closed species, reasons for making an open species, and advice on both? Well, I'm gonna give it to you. And don't worry, I will try my best to not make it sound scripted, because it isn't. I mean, I have an outline of what I'm gonna be talking about, but not a full on script. So, but still, forgive me if I sound too robotic. Though that might just be in voice and not the actual words. Waiting to make a close species. Yes, I am completely for close species, but I think I should we should wait. You should wait. I think you should wait to make a close species. Why? Well, first of all, when you're doing art, let's be real here, you're not going to be super talented the first time you pick up a pencil. I know for a fact. When I started, I couldn't even draw a stick figure correctly. So, yeah, everyone has their own style and everyone grows, but it doesn't come to us naturally, as you know. But also another reason for waiting to make a close species is because you're not going to get popular right away. And if you do end up getting popular, then making a close species could be a great hyping source for the fans. You could use them to make adopts. You could make little raffles, or have people give you money to make them OCs, make their own OCs of the close species. I know that sounds very businesslike and maybe somewhat scammy to you uneducated folk, but it really isn't. And as for the businessy claim, yeah, you gotta kind of be a little bit of business. How do you expect to get money if you don't know how business works? To an extent. Anyway, so now you know when to make your close species, if you want to. Let's say you're a fan of a certain franchise, and you want to make a species in that franchise or a subspecies. But it's a franchise you don't own, obviously. Should you? Should you make it closed? I don't believe so. I feel like it's morally gray to do so. Why? Well, you don't own the franchise. Sure, you own the subspecies or full-on species, but you do not own the franchise. And making it a closed species just seems a little bit of claiming that the franchise is yours, and thus you have the right to close such a species. Since the entire story that they're in is not yours, I feel like you shouldn't have the right to make it closed in that situation. But if it's a completely different story, go right ahead. That's because you own the entire thing. I know it sounds very stereotypical, but it all adds up to copyright. You don't want copyright issues. Plain and simple. Closed species need a story of sorts, by the way. My emphasis on story is because, well, they need them. That's because random designs that you make up don't exactly equal an opportunity for a closed species. If you make a random, out of nowhere design that you don't really have a story for, then what's really the use of making it a closed species? Making something a closed species means you probably have a very specific plan for them that you want them to be used for, and you don't want other people going in randomly and messing that up. That's probably why you made them a closed species, correct? And that's why I'm not against closed species. I understand that people are trying to keep their story in line. And I completely understand that. It would be a mess if you have a complete story made for your species and then people just go in and wreck it up. I completely understand. And that's also why I feel it's morally gray to do it to a closed species in a pre existing franchise that you don't own. Reasons to make a close species? Well, I already kind of went over them, didn't I? But what if you wanted to keep your species open? Well, there are other reasons for keeping your species open other than it being in a pre existing franchise. Maybe your story isn't as complicated as people's stories for their closed species. Maybe you're a younger artist or a not so popular artist and you want to keep your species open so people can notice it more. People will see that they can make their own characters with those designs, and who knows, maybe a more popular artist will see you make their own OC with that species. And if they aren't assholes or just kind of unappreciative people, they'll probably shut you out for making the species. And they'll make their fans come to you, and thus, hooray! You have earned a fandom, even if it's a small one. That leads into the last point that I wanted to cover. How to promote your species. Well, I bet you've been wondering what the pictures have to do with this topic. Well, the reason why I decided to do this topic for this video is because these pictures that you have been seeing being drawn are a part of a subspecies that I've created for for what is obviously from the design franchise Sonic the Hedgehog. Now you might be saying, but those look just like ordinary Mobians. That's kind of the point. Well, at least in the first part. um, I think you can probably think of what exactly I'm making the subspecies off of. Also, obviously, these aren't a closed species for all the reasons I just explained. I'm not a hypocrite, thank you. And, well, this is already one way that you can promote your species, whether closed or open. You can you can upload speed paints of them to YouTube or other social media sites or post pictures on other social media sites. Maybe you, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling that good. Maybe, possibly, you could, if you are right at the very beginning of like starting an online social media account and you have already a species in mind, start out with fan art, get yourself noticed, and then start uploading pictures and stuff of that species. And bam! Now people are interested. Hold adopts raffles, which is what's going on here. Yes, these are designed for raffle, for a raffle that's going to be going on Sonic Amino. Also, by the way, if you didn't know, it's my husband's birthday today. Oh, I just kind of let you guys know. Wait, no. I haven't said it yet. I have to add in these extra jokes, so now you really know. Oh, it's also Silver's official birthday, apparently. Okay. Anyway, jokes aside, and that was fine. Probably pretty flatly delivered. I'm sorry, my need for professionalism in this thing is ruining my joke. So let's keep this serious, shall we? Anyway. Holding raffles or adopts will get people interested in your species, and is also a good way to spread out your species even if it's closed. And yes, you can totally do this for money. Or some type of thing like DeviantArt points. Oh wait, that still kind of converts to money. Oh, amino coins. Yeah, that doesn't convert into money. I mean, you could spend money to get amino coins, but like, they don't work like DeviantArt points do. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I've got another like minute into this video. Maybe I should explain the Sonic the Hedgehog AU and like what these things are. So yeah, this is part of an AU. Thank you. So first of all, you can find these on Sonic Amino, as I said. I'm holding the adoption raffle there. and you will see all the rules and regulations once you get there. And also, don't worry, laptop users. You might not know this because, well, you're your laptop users and you don't really use Amino, but Amino has, well, a somewhat functional beta website up now, so you can go on there. Anyway, so I think, as you would have guessed, the actual subspecies, what they actually look like, isn't shown in this video. They're really tiny. They're really based on the aliens from Parasite, the anime. And, yeah, they're the subspecies of the black hounds, and, I'm getting all levels of awkward. Actually, you know what, I'll just, explain it in the Amino post. Bye-bye!